It's early morning, St. Johns County. I'm the Philosopher Pirate, and this is Florida at Large. I haven't released a video, even though in my last video I stated I was going to be doing something on a regular basis. Been a little bit of not really lit. I shouldn't even understate, or I'm in a mess. I'm having a hell of a time. Since I last spoke, I have an elected official, city councilman, Key West, Florida, member of council for those that want to be non-gender specific. I hope the world's starting to get past some of that, and not that it's nonsense, but at the same token is, I think, making it into a political platform is more ridiculous than just being polite and respectful to everyone, no matter their opinion, their background, their life preferences. That's something we should just leave people be. Just don't force it on anybody else. But that's not the purpose of this video. I tend to get philosophical. I'm the Philosopher Pirate. But since we last spoke, I kind of had to go into hiding. This maniac in the Florida Keys basically tried to kill me once, but I have some pretty good evidence, but I don't have absolute proof. The problem is I can't get the prosecutor in South Florida. This is the state attorney to basically investigate and prosecute an attempted murder. I don't know if there's some type of relationship. Who knows? But not doing it. Now I'm still going to seek some regular channels, but I'm running out of time because there's this little thing called the statute of limitations. And I believe that is the angle of my, I hate even calling him my adversary. I think that's a little too polite. This piece of, guano, I'm sorry. This piece of guano, bird or lizard droppings. That's all the respect I'll give for him. And that's a mixture, whatever. He tried to kill me. Now, maybe he just wanted to scare me, but he has a reputation of intimidation. I don't know if he was bullied as a child. You know what? I really don't know his background. But he tried to insinuate that I was stalking him. No, I just wanted to talk. I wanted to give him a chance. And really wasn't able to. Because he tried to sick law enforcement on me by presenting false allegations. And that's what he did when I was swatted. But I'm in a little bit of a situation. And you'll notice my hand is just driving me crazy. It keeps tingling and going numb. Deliberate perseverance, this van that I'm sitting in, I crashed. I don't want to say exactly the date. I don't want to dox myself, and also want to protect my identity. But just a few days ago, and more than a week, but let's just say a few days. It's not a matter of months, but leave it at that. I struck a large pit bull. I obviously killed the dog. I struck it at 60 miles per hour. I didn't have anywhere to go in the situation. I had oncoming vehicles in the oncoming lane, a 2-lane highway basically, at an intersection with another road. And, and there was a guardrail, start of guardrail on the other side. So if I went on the same side of the guardrail, it looked pretty swampy and wet. And I didn't know if there was enough room anyhow, without damaging the vehicle or harming myself. And if I went on the other side of the guardrail, since it was the start of the guardrail, I was going into a wooded swamp area. This is in North Florida. Well, I'm currently trapped in North Florida. The vehicle is not drivable. The radiator was damaged. Most of the front end was pushed into the engine. during the crash. I have all those fancy parking sensors and so forth, and the assisted driving and all that stuff built into the vehicle. There are some of those sensors in the front, the collision avoidance and all that other stuff. My arm is killing me. You can see it's actually bringing. Not trying to be dramatic, but it's bringing tears to my eyes. I really hurt myself. I believe once I struck the dog, it damaged the front of the vehicle. It flipped off the road and struck my arm. I originally thought that I had been struck by a chicken because a witness after the fact had she informed me that she saw she thought she had seen that same dog chasing chickens earlier. So I assumed that I had hit a chicken because something hit my arm. After examining the dash cam video frame by frame, I realized I didn't even have a tenth of a second to react um, by watching because 30 frames a second, scientific, philosophically minded. I didn't really have a chance. 2 or 3 frames, it was all over. A 15th of a second, maybe a little less, but that's basically what we're dealing. I'm dealing with 2/30ths of a second or 3/30ths, between a 15th and a tenth of a second. Is all I had the time to react, and I couldn't react because I was blocked on both sides. I'm a motorcyclist, a bicyclist, and I'm always looking for an escape route when I'm driving. And this will be my very first insurance claim, and it actually is my first insurance claim of my entire life. Where I filed it myself. Now I've been in altercations, incidents, and so forth, but that was because someone struck me, and they paid for everything. Say that nothing's ever happened, but that's my situation. I'm in a real mess because I'm not able to pay my bills. My storage units are behind. They are, obviously, I'm receiving the dunning calls and the threatening calls. My cell phone is off. I don't have the funds to restore it at this point. I'm working on that. I'm going to be releasing a Give, Send, Go and a GoFundMe. I know there's already a GoFundMe here on this site, and I know I said in my first few videos not to donate to it because I couldn't get the funding mechanism to work. A charity here in Florida has been kind enough to allow me to use their charity's bank account for the funds and to use, their because of my identity theft issue, I'm not able to use my own. And I trust them. There's no funds in the charity at this point. They were just starting it, and I've already used them to help me with issues like this. They don't have any funds, so otherwise, perhaps they could have helped me. Um, I I'm going to give that a try. Hopefully I'll hit the lottery. I mean, I still have a tiny bit of cash left, but and I still have enough for food, probably for another 3 weeks. So I'm able to survive as far as that. I'm running short of coffee, and luckily someone was able to help me. I met some people while I'm stranded. I'm working on all of my um, stuff. The printer was damaged. My Bluetooth, you can see the tape on it. It was damaged. My cell phone is broken. So not only can I pay the bill, the screen is cracked and it is hardly usable. Those things flew forward. I also have some other things that were damaged, like my hotspot was damaged. It flew forward. And I might have broke the things even more by stepping on them because when I was trying to get out of the vehicle to assess the damage, because steam was coming up from under the hood after I had quickly exited the roadway, and I was opening the door as there was traffic passing at 60, 70 miles an hour because these idiots in Florida, in the county, I don't want to say specifically where because I don't want to dox myself. And not for purposes, I don't care about my viewers if they know my true identity at this point. feeling it. I don't want this clown, this sitting member of government, to continue coming after me. And I don't want to give him, especially while I'm trying to get out of this situation, this vehicle situation. I'm constantly in a battle with the insurance company. And I'm also in just a couple hours. It's a little bit before sunrise right now. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping, but I have a medical appointment. I know I sound like I'm a little bit all over the place. I am. I am all over the place. I want to let pretty much everyone know I'm struggling. I'm going to be introducing probably an additional GoFundMe because it may be better to do it that way. I don't know, for internet. I am going to try to shoot more video. Now that I have a place to upload the videos, that was part of the problem. I didn't have anywhere to upload the videos. I have to have Wi-Fi to upload the videos because, for one thing, even if my hotspot was working, I can't use all the bandwidth on a video upload. My mobile provider would basically start either throttle me or shut me down or charge me more money. So basically, I'm in a royal mess. My computer is okay. I managed to fix the printer, but it's leaking all over the place. Some things were disheveled. It was a hard impact. I would estimate the dog was 80 to 95 pounds. It was a large pit bull. Struck it at 60 miles an hour. I know that because the dash cam has embedded data. And I didn't have a chance to hard brake because I had some idiot, and I was traveling at the speed limit. The cruise control was set at the speed limit of 60 miles per hour. Someone was right on my bumper, less than 2 car lengths, probably less than 1 car length, and they kept, moving outward. I could see them in my side mirror, moving outward to pass. So they were threatening to pass. Plus, there was vehicles 2 or 3 back threatening to pass. I probably had 8 vehicles behind me on a 2-lane highway before sunrise, in North Florida. Unbelievable how people drive, and it's no wonder there's so many fatalities. And like I said, I was traveling at the speed limit. I wasn't traveling, at 52 miles an hour in a 60, which would honestly, it would drive me crazy, and I would attempt to pass the vehicle in front of me where there's a passing zone and use my signals and, and also, and try to do everything the right way. And that's why I don't have any insurance claims, because I try to drive safely. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing I could do about a animal that basically took 2 steps right in front of me as soon as I don't know if dogs really take steps in that way, but essentially it traveled its body length, maybe body length and a half, maybe that's a better way to state it, in a matter of a split second, and I didn't have a chance. Reviewed the, in my memory, I felt maybe I could have done something, but when watching the dash cam, no, I didn't have a chance. And I couldn't slam on the brakes because of the tailgater. And, but I managed to deliver deliberate perseverance, this van, which, I need to fix. And something overnight happened, and I was planning on shooting the video anyhow, but I was planning on shooting it yesterday. And honestly, I wasn't feeling well enough, and it was just a lot of rain. Again, that may dox me but I think there's been stormy weather all over North Florida for the last 3 weeks. Well, of course, I've been experiencing it. But anyways, today was a little better to shoot the video without all the rainfall. But it's been warm, so I was sleeping with the windows open, and I was awakened to an animal, and it may have just been a feral house cat, but I believe it was a bobcat that has been visiting me on a regular basis. And I really don't leave any food, and I've talked about that in my videos, I believe. I've talked about that with passerbys and people that have visited me in the parks. But the bobcat basically entered the van, and it was a little bit of a harrowing experience. But it was just after I visit people all over Florida. Said I've been in all 67 counties. I've had a cup of coffee and I've had a beer in all 67 counties. I have not smoked a cigar, which I'm going to try to do that next when I visit the counties, or at least puff on it. I'm not really a smoker, but I puff on cigars. In other words, I'm not a 4 pack a day smoker, but special occasion I might celebrate. Honestly, I only have 3 cigars left at this point, so I'm trying to cherish them. I'm in a real mess. I really need some help. The insurance company does pay for lost income, business interruption, so forth. However, I have to have a letter from a medical care provider stating that I'm not work, which I know I'm not able to work because I don't have hardly any feeling in my left hand. I'm not able to type. If I put my arm like this for more than, for you internet doctors out there, I put it like this with my elbow bent this way, whether it's up, down, laying on my back or whatever, within a minute or two, I lose. It feels like my hand has gone to sleep. I have that sensation. So apparently there's some kind of blood flow being restricted. I have little scars you probably won't be able to see in this video. There's one right there. That's where I think the dog's teeth landed on my arm after it flopped off the road, after it had struck the front of the vehicle. Something struck my arm, which was out the window, my shoulder, and my neck during the, that hurts too, during the crash. But anyways, the Bobcat story. I visit people. I carry cat and dog treats. That's what it was after. It took both. Uh, I found the dog treat bag. So there's a little dog that I visit named Stewie, and he's one of my favorites. And now I'm going to have to wait till I receive some donations. Any donations I receive, I will consider a loan. I've always been that way. I need some help. I really need some help. I hate to beg, and I'll be able to reimburse everybody because the insurance company is going to reimburse me. But getting back to that, they will not pay. Doctor won't write a letter until I have another MRI. The MRI places won't give me an MRI because they won't directly bill the auto insurance company. They're telling me they need me to get private insurance, so I'm trying to get on Florida Medicaid, but because of my identity theft, that has been complicated, so I have to do that in person. Now, I may be able to do that in a hospital. I don't know. I'm going to try to find all that out. I hate to use bad grammar. I know that I do, but at this point, I guess I'll be a little more, talk like everybody else. I'm in a mess. I honestly, I'm really worried about my situation. I have a big legal issue that I'm in the process of settling. That's with a law enforcement agency that entered my home. But as far as this clown that is behind the swatting, I'm still not able to get any prosecution or justice. And I'm going to be pushing Attorney General Uthmeyer and Governor Ron DeSantis. Because at this point, I really don't have anything to lose. And honestly, I don't know if I dislike or like them, politically or even personally, because you know what? And I hate to sound this way, they're not really helping me. And I've got a prosecutor that's refusing to prosecute. What am I supposed to do in this situation? Now, my vehicle is wrecked. Getting back to the thing, without an additional MRI, the MRI places need a letter of guarantee from an attorney. An attorney's not interested in taking my case because I haven't been able to identify the owner of the dog. They need somebody to sue. They need a defendant. So my own insurance is not enticing enough, even though it's decent insurance, for the attorney, because basically they've told me the insurance company is going to settle your claim. Your medical care will be, um, you know, um, taken care of over time or resolved or whatever it is, and your vehicle will get fixed. If I get involved, and they've been honest with me, these attorneys, all it's going to do is delay everything. Well, the problem is I need funds now, and I can't, for the lost income, so that I don't lose all of my inventory, which is tens of thousands of dollars worth of inventory, and all of my personal belongings and precious documents like birth certificates. My birth certificate is in storage. Everything that I own is in storage. Everything that I resupply this van with is in storage. All of my tools are in storage. I can't access any of it right now. It is locked because I'm a month and a half past due. And I have multiple storage units. I in my video I stated that I was going to be selling things from my storage units. Now I can hardly use my arm. Now I'm going to have trouble working. If anyone knows anything about Florida's disability system, can help me. If there's an advocate out there, I'm trying to reach people on my own. I have a voice over IP phone now that I can use if I'm on someone's Wi-Fi until I get my own phone back in service. This is what I'm going through, folks. And, I better not make this video too much longer, but, I need some help. I really do. I'm in a real mess. And, I'm going to be linking to this video. I'm going to try to shoot additional videos every day. People that are concerned about me, I apologize. If you haven't been able to reach me or whatever, I'm trying to get everything back in order. I'm really stuck. I thought the insurance was going to happen a little faster. The other problem I'm having is the vehicle parts probably have to be ordered from the factory, and this van is made in Barcelona, Spain. So it may take, several days to a couple weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, even obtain the parts to fix the vehicle. So what I'm hoping with the insurance company right now is they'll let me replace the radiator, somehow just kind of tie it in there, and then that way I can drive uh, and get my legal situation more stabilized, and also maybe be able to find some work that I can do with just one arm at this point. I do have movement on my fingers, but it's not. I'm not there, and it is very painful just to do things like that. I can feel sharp pains. I need my arm fixed, and again, they're telling me, the medical care providers, they need a letter of guarantee from an attorney. So what am I supposed to do? The emergency room is not going to help me because it's not life threatening. And apparently, I'm not in jeopardy of losing a limb. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Again, I'm going to try with Florida Medicaid, but I'm not able to do that over the phone because of my identity theft. I can't identify myself. The questions that they asked me, the online thing asked, well, which one of these vehicles did you own? Well, none of them. Where have you lived? Well, none of those are an address I've ever lived. And those are the kind of questions they're asking me. They're asking me what jobs I've held. None of them are jobs I've held. These are people that stole my identity. I get an email from my credit card company about once a month telling me my social security number and other information, driver's license number, is on the dark web. Well, I know that because the medical care provider for my workman's comp issue stole my identity. Okay, so I'm still haven't recovered from that. I am in a mess. I hate to say. Need more coffee. I have a medical appointment. It's basically, you know what? It's basically just some examination and so forth in a couple hours. They're going to want to stop seeing me as well because I'm not going to have enough insurance paying them. And, this just all, yeah, my sunglasses are broken. I have several things broken, but that stuff's minor. Like I said, hopefully I can get some donations from a Give, Send, Go and GoFundMe, and then I ask that everyone that donates, please contact me separately. If you want to make an anonymous donation, and so that you are identified, and I will send you I will pay back, however you want to state it, the monies donated once I receive a settlement from my swatting, or once I get some good income going, or I should say, and also who knows, I may hit the lottery or something. I have met some kindness. I'm going to be reaching out to local churches, charities, organizations. I'm a member of the American Legion. Again, I really need some help, and I know this is a long, torturous video, but the Bobcat kind of said maybe you need to let everybody know what's going on, and I don't know, if it's a male or female, but you know what? It didn't hurt me. It's been visiting me. They're kind of used to people in this part of Florida. It just wanted those dog treats, and it wanted cat treats. Cat treats are gone. Makes sense because it's a cat. Anyways, I'll leave it there. Hopefully, this wasn't too long and torturous. I'll make some shorter videos in case people don't want to endure this one. Kind of wanted to let everyone know where I am. I'm stranded. Vehicle is undrivable. I'm injured. Not able to work like I usually can with my hands and my mind together. I'm behind on everything. And I'm facing more legalities. And I've got some maniac in South Florida that wants to kill me, or at least delay me long enough so I miss the statute of limitations, and he escapes prosecution. So it all sounds easy, doesn't it? Again, it's early morning, twilight's ending, sun's starting to rise. St. Johns County. I'm the Philosopher Pirate, and this is Florida at Large.